Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. Back for a fifth year, the Worcester Business Journal hosts its Best of Business Awards. 49 different winners walked the stage, including owners of various restaurants throughout the city. But even with the growing number of restaurants in the city, one familiar group continues to take home all the gold. Our Cam Giangro now joins us live with those details. Cam?
Yeah, and it seems like every day now we're hearing about a new restaurant or place to eat opening up in the city. And even with all of these new spots opening up, the Worcester Restaurant Group shows why they're some of the best in the city. Worcester's food scene is growing, with nearly 60 new restaurants opening their doors in the last 2 years. The Worcester Restaurant Group has operated some of the most successful in the city.
Your award shows up somewhere, or that you've been named best of something somewhere. People like to go where with winners. People like to be with people who win and do a good job. So I think it works for us.
Both the sole proprietor and 111 Chop House were selected as winners at Thursday's Best of Business Awards, making it 5 years straight. Co-owner Madeline Alquist says the rising number of restaurants keeps the group and their restaurants focused.
Makes us better, and it's interesting, and competition is great, and we love it. And we're a good community, and we're doing some things as a community of restaurants, raising money and so forth, so it just makes us all better, I believe that.
As restaurants and breweries continue to pop up throughout the city, Restaurant Group President Robin Alquist says it's changing the way visitors look at Worcester.
There's a larger critical mass, more options for people, and suddenly it's a destination dining market. Instead of people finding their way in the city, now they're going to the city because of it.
Now, Alquist says being chosen as a winner is an affirmation of the success 111, the sole proprietor, and Via have had in the city, and they hope to provide the city of Worcester with great restaurant experiences down the line. Anna, I'm hungry.
Thanks, Cam. A shopping plaza near Webster Square remains closed after a sprinkler system broke almost a month ago. Signs posted outside the businesses read the establishment have ordered closed by the Department of Inspection Services. Another sign posted by Ikemba Enterprises, who owns the buildings, says tenants are not allowed in their businesses for any reason until the city and fire department says otherwise. The city of Worcester ordered the 118 Cambridge Street Plaza be closed on January 3rd. According to the Telegram and Gazette, a fire sprinkler broke in the cold temperatures, causing a flood which short-circuited electrical panels, requiring water and electricity to be shut off to the building. While electricity has been restored, water to the building is still off, and the sprinkler system has not been repaired, according to tenants and city inspectors. Congressman Jim McGovern in Worcester this afternoon, honoring a local student for her work in the community. The award was established by Congress in 1979 to recognize initiative, service, and achievements in young people. Rhea Krishna, a senior at Shrewsbury High School, was presented with the Congressional Award Bronze Medal. She completed 4 goals. She dedicated more than 175 hours of her time mentoring middle school students. She achieved a personal goal of building a functioning life-size robot from scratch. She set and broke physical fitness goals after joining high school track. And lastly, Rhea planned an expedition where she immersed herself into the wilderness with no modern amenities for 5 days. Congressman McGovern says he's proud to see young people setting and achieving high goals.
Instilling in young people the importance of public service or giving back to your community. And that's what Rhea demonstrated, and I'm so proud that she received this, and I'm proud that she lives in my district.
It was such a fun experience. I have been coaching middle school kids in First Lego Robotics since I was a freshman in high school. I found that I really love teaching and mentoring, and it's a lot of fun to inspire them to love robotics and STEM like I do.
Rhea says she's applying to colleges right now in hopes of studying biomedical engineering. A special day for the graduates of the Massachusetts State Police Academy. State lawmakers and administrators presided over Thursday's ceremonies in Worcester. And for some graduates, joining the state police is a family tradition they wanted to keep. Our Rosalind Flaherty has more on today's ceremony.
Ross Weddleton always wanted to be like his father.
He was my idol, and he was my best friend.
His father, State Police Sergeant Douglas Weddleton, was killed in 2010 when he was struck by a driver in Mansfield while working a detail. Thursday, Ross's mom pinned a state police badge to his uniform.
I thought about him through the 116 days of training. That's kind of what pushed me to get to this point. And I know he'd be proud of me to be here in these boots and this uniform that he wore.
The Massachusetts State Police recruit training troop started with 240 trainees. The 174 who completed the academy were sworn in as state troopers. Stephanie Devins is the first graduate to have both a mother and father as state troopers.
Never thought that this day would come.
Her mother died when she was 16 months old. She carried a picture of her in her uniform through the 24 weeks of training.
She was with me every single day, going to and from the academy, which honestly, a lot of talks with her.
Weddleton already has two brothers who are state troopers. His mom, Judy, says although she worries, she is proud and knows their father would be too.
3 sons that are state troopers is just beyond my imagination, but it's reality. They're here, they've done it, they're great kids.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
The man accused of throwing a young girl off of a Lake Quinsigamond bridge is indicted on several charges Thursday. According to the Worcester County District Attorney's Office, Joshua Hubert is charged with attempted murder, kidnapping, and strangulation charges. Prosecutors say Hubert was at a family cookout with the victim. Early the next morning, he allegedly put the girl in his car, strangled her, and threw her off a bridge on Route 290. The girl survived the fall and swam to shore to get help. Hubert will be arraigned Monday in Worcester Superior Court on the charges. If you've bought or sold a house in Worcester County, you've probably dealt with the Registry of Deeds office. Next year, a new register will be taking over. As first reported by This Week in Worcester, Anthony Vigliotti announced he'll be leaving after serving for more than 40 years. Our Olivia Lemon has the story.
Anthony Vigliotti says he knew at a young age he wanted to work in public office.
I got started when I was probably 12 years old, believe it or not. I met a gentleman who was a school committee person at the time. He was just a very tall, big, impressive man. And I said, gee, I guess you're going to be a lawyer to run for public office. And that was an inspiration to go to law school.
Vigliotti got his law degree and ran for office. He spent almost 5 decades as the Worcester District Register of Deeds, overseeing real estate transactions across more than 50 cities and towns.
So I thought it was a bus stop. It turned out to be a career, and a happily career.
Vigliotti announced Thursday he will not be running for re-election, but it doesn't mean he's not finished. He says he's helped update and make the registry more efficient.
So we still have more technology to develop. Within another month, we'll be putting up a new Worcester Deeds website. We're working on a new statewide computer system so that all systems will look the same.
The Worcester native says he's seen the city change over the years, and it has become a city on the move.
We thought by the Registry of Deeds moving into the Worcester Center here, now Mercantile Center, that we would be an impetus for others to follow and come downtown. And look what we've done. We've brought all this housing and everything else here.
Vigliotti says he's not retiring and has plans on opening a law practice after leaving office. Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
He says he has plans to go back into practicing law and may even run for another office. 2 state representatives, Kevin Kuros and Kate Campanelli, have announced they intend to run for the Register of Deeds position. Vigliotti says he plans on his last day being January 3rd, 2019. Preparations are underway for the 2018 Central Massachusetts Heart Ball. It's a fundraiser for the American Heart Society Association. And as our Brittany Schaefer explains, this year's co-chairs have strong personal ties to heart disease.
According to the American Heart Association, 1 in 4 deaths is caused by heart disease, meaning it affects almost every family in the nation, and it's why both co-chairs feel so passionately about this fundraiser.
The numbers are alarming.
Cardiovascular disease kills more people worldwide than any other single disease.
Heart disease is the #1 killer in this nation.
And for Worcester's Sue Mailman and Dr. Leon Josephs, it's personal. It's why they want to raise awareness for heart disease and stroke by co-chairing the 2018 Central Massachusetts Heart Ball.
Any kind of events that we can have like this in Central Mass really bring awareness.
It's important for us to spread the word.
Dr. Josephs performs life-saving cardiovascular surgeries by preventing stroke, limb loss, and death from ruptured aneurysms.
What many people don't know is I have a long family history of cardiovascular disease and really went to medical school to take care of cardiovascular disease.
And almost 3 years ago, Josephs came even closer to the disease than he ever expected.
I was on a treadmill at the Ritz-Carlton in Grand Cayman and had a cardiac arrest. One of the workers at the gym at the Ritz ran and got the AED and saved my life.
Joseph says the work done by the American Heart Association is the reason he's here today.
The Ritz-Carlton, all their employees are CPR certified in basic life support. And that wouldn't happen without the Heart Association. That's who drives that.
Mailman says every family is affected by either heart disease or stroke, and the AHA is saving lives.
My dad died a couple of years of heart disease and had a massive heart attack 2 years before that. My husband has had a couple of stents. My dad got a couple of extra years of life that he would not have had. They're doing it out of their heart, the good of their heart, and it's we're fortunate to have such caring people in our community.
Now the Heart Ball will be held at Mechanics Hall here on March 3rd. Joseph expects around 400 people and hopes to raise more than $200,000. In Worcester, Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
If you're looking for a way to escape the winter blues, Flora in Winter has returned to the Worcester Art Museum. The showcase features dozens of art-inspired floral displays throughout the building. This year's theme is Swept Away. The pieces, done by local artists, are inspired by Winslow Homer. The Art Museum says it's a chance for people to escape the winter weather and enjoy bright floral designs.
We have arrangers, flower arrangers come and interpret works of art. Pretty much in every museum gallery. We have 24 arrangements this year, and it really fills the museum with fragrance and beauty at a time when it's just freezing cold outside and we want a little bit of an escape.
The event kicked off today and runs through Sunday.